You're watching the best in-depth analysis of Sri Lanka schools rugby on ThePapare.com. For previews, reviews and stats, watch the breakdown. Week 2 on the breakdown of the Singer Schools Rugby League, and we're looking back at the matches that we had. Some nail-biting stuff from a lot of the teams. The first of those thrillers was DS versus Zahira, and what a game that was. A really tense affair right down to the last minute of the game. In the end, it was won by Zahira 19 points to 17 in a game that they probably feel that they were lucky to win. DS throwing it away at the last gasp as well, going over the line and knocking the ball on, and they will be wondering what they have to do to win a close game. You have to feel for them. 19 points to 17, the RIT Alice inaugural trophy going to inaugural award rather going to Zahira College. Then we had St. Joseph travelling up to Pallekale with a lot of expectation on their shoulders, and justifiably so, because they came back in a real seesaw game to win it 32 points to 25. The second time they've been successful in Pallekale after their 2009 heroics as well. Then we had Isipatana coming back after a disastrous start last week, and 42 points to 14. They demolished Dharmaraja on the day at the Royal College Sports Complex. Ruberu scoring a couple of tries, their captain getting among the scorers and showing exactly what this Isipatana backline is capable of as well. Then we had another very entertaining game between St. Peter's and Wesley. Wesley started off brilliantly, scored probably what was a candidate for the try of the season in the first few minutes, and in the first 5 minutes they were 12-0 up, and suddenly the Peterites then woke up and they got into their game and they used their big forwards and managed to win that one 33 points to 17 at the end of the day. A very proficient performance from a big, well-drilled Peters side. Then we had Kingswood hosting St. Thomas's at the Digana Stadium, and Kingswood realized when they looked up and saw the Thomian backline that they were probably going to be able to attack that particular area of the game, and that's exactly what they did. Scored 19 points in the first half to St. Thomas's 5, and 25 points to 5 was how that game finished at the end of the day. So it was really not a good performance from St. Thomas's in defense, but Kingswood looking like they have the goods in their backline to really cause a few problems to some of the bigger, more fancied teams this year. Then of course we had the title favourites, Royal College, showing exactly why they are the title favourites. They put 40 points on St. Anthony's College in the second half, so more than a point a minute in that second half. It was very close once again at the end of the first half. It was 15 points to 13. St. Anthony's giving a good account of themselves, but in that second half it was all blue and gold, and 55 points to 13 was how that one finished. And away from home for Royal to score a half century of points, I think that just shows the kind of depth, the talent and the mental stability that this team seems to have at the moment. They look very, very complete. They're scoring from pretty much every aspect of their game. They're scoring from the set piece, they're scoring from the rolling maul, they're scoring from their wingers, they're scoring through midfield of support plays. So lots going on for this Royal team, and they will take some beating, 55-13. Let's look at week 3. What's on offer? We have the usually much anticipated Royal Thomian for the Michael Gunaratne Trophy, but this year it'll probably be a little bit more low-key because Royal look like they're firm favourites for that particular game, and they'll be looking to extend their lead to double the tally of St. Thomas's. St. Thomas's have won 18, Royal have won 35. They'll be looking to make it 36 this year, with 5 of those being drawn. The Michael Gunaratne Trophy being played since 62 and last won by Royal. They'll be looking to make it a double this year as well. Let's also look at the oldest fixture in the Sri Lanka rugby calendar, and that is the game between Trinity and Kingswood, and that match was first played in 1906. As you know, Kingswood, the first school to start playing rugby in Sri Lanka, but it was then discontinued because of an injury that happened to one of the Kingswood players. Kingswood came back and started playing rugby much later in the 70s. But the last meeting was in 2015. Isro led by Isro Rangala and Kingswood by Riza Rafaidin, who is part of the Sri Lanka 7th squad at the moment. And the score was 58-25 to Trinity. But this time that might not be the case, because Kingswood will be looking to make this a banana skin game for Trinity, who have already suffered a loss. And you know how much pressure there is on the Lions when they lose at Pallekale. So they'll need to come back and mentally need to make sure that they're strong against this Kingswood side, who will sense that their home-time rivals may just be there for the taking. So that's going to be a very interesting match up in Nithavala. So good luck to both teams. It's going to be a cracker, that's for sure. Next we come to Zahira versus Isipatana. Going to be an interesting match. Shamli Nawaz, who played with such distinction for Isipatana, is now the coach of Zahira, and he'll know exactly the brand of rugby that Lacinta DaCosta's team will be looking to play. And it's something that Zahira will be a little bit more comfortable with, because both teams like to play a fast, open brand of rugby. So it should be a try fest. I'm looking for a lot of tries to be scored by both teams in that contest. But at the moment, Isipatana looking like they have the edge just because of the experience that they've had and because of the forward pack that they seem to have as well. But that game could go either way, so stay tuned for that one as well. Last year it was 48 points to 10 in favour of Isipatana, but it's probably not going to be that much of a margin this year around. So that's what we've got in store for week 3. We have a couple of other fixtures as well. St. Joseph's taking on St. Anthony's at Havelock Park, and the Josephians playing in Colombo. I think we would fancy them to score, especially the long range tries that they have been scoring. Kavinda scoring almost identical try to what he scored against St. Thomas's against Trinity, and then we had Gamunu Chethi also repeating his heroics. So those two are going to take a little bit of stopping at Havelock Park from the Antonians. Then we have St. Peter's taking on Dharmaraja. Should be a very easy win for St. Peter's if last week's performance was anything to go by. And Wesley will play DS. That will be a close game because the DS forward pack will fancy their chances against Wesley, who were not really good in the set piece against St. Peter's. So if they can stranglehold that ball, and Motilal Jayatilaka will know that that's exactly what he needs to do against his Wesley side. If he can keep a stranglehold on that ball and try and dominate at the set pieces, then Wesley might be in for a tough time. But Wesley's backs are really classy. Walpita and Murshid Zubair, I thought, were absolutely outstanding, even in a losing cause against St. Peter's. So if they can get some ball, I'm sure their backs will do a lot with it. But that's going to be an interesting tactical battle coming up at the opposite end of the league as well. Wesley playing DS at the CR.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බි පිටියේ සතිපතා සිද්ධ වෙන දේවල් දැනගන්න කැමතිද?
රග්බි පිටිය සෑම අඟහරුවාදා දිනකම ඔබ වෙත.
A quick look at the points table after 2 rounds of games, and we have in Division 1A, Royal College and St. Joseph's College leading the pack with 12 points each. Look for that to change around in the upcoming week when those two teams play each other. Trinity College haven't converted a single of the 8 tries they've scored, which means they're not kicking a lot of penalties either, and that's going to be a big problem for them going forward if games are going to get close. But they're in 3rd place for the moment, playing the 4th place team this week, Kingswood College, who are in 1 point behind with 6 points, Trinity with 7. St. Anthony's have 1 losing bonus point, and St. Thomas is still to pick up any points in this league and need to get off the leaderboard. In Division 1B, we have St. Peter's leading the pack along with Isipatana, and St. Peter's at the moment looking the better side, so look for them to be the leaders on that league table at the moment. But 12 points all is what they share with Isipatana. Zahira in 3rd place with 5 points, and DS have picked up a few losing bonus points, so they are in 3 points as well. Wesley and Dharmaraja still to get off the mark in that league as well. So we can clearly see that there's a quality difference between Division 1A and Division 1B, and that's going to even themselves out when the teams cross over. So going to be very interesting when we look at that. Let's have a look at the point scorers and try scorers. We have Gamunu Chethi already leading the Josephian centre with 4 tries. We have Ruberu, the Isipatana captain, with 3 tries, and plenty of other players, including the injured Ravin Fernando for St. Peter's on 3 tries as well. And in the top point scoring bracket, we have Shehan Lianapatirana, who has managed to score 21 points. Gamunu Chethi with his 4 tries has scored 20. Anjula Hettiarachi with 17, and Dulan Gunawardana, the Royal College place kicker, with 17 points is in the 4th place position as well. Last week we asked you for your opinion, and we asked you whether rolling substitutes were a good thing in schools rugby. We had several answers, and we thought we'd share one with you. And rolling substitutes are unwanted in a game where we are 70 minutes and the players will not get enough game time. It's a bummer for the players, and the teams with a good strong bench will benefit, but looks like it's taken out, and indeed it has been taken out. Sri Lanka Rugby have prevailed, and Sri Lanka Schools Rugby Association have taken their advice and removed the rolling substitutes rule, so we go back to normal substitute laws. Our second question for you for this week is also with regard to substitutes. Do you think it's a good thing that we have 10 substitutes instead of the standard 8? That's what we want to know. Normally we have 23 people on a match day sheet, but now schools rugby have allowed schools to have 25. Do you think that's a good thing or not? We'll find out next week when you join us on The Breakdown once again. Thanks for joining us.